it's April from April's Home, and today I'm here with a huge makeup declutter. A couple of weeks ago, I decluttered all of my eyeshadow palettes for 2019, and I'll go ahead and link that below. Today, I thought I would tackle all of the other categories. So I've got lipsticks, lip glosses, blushes, highlighters, foundations, eye products. All of those things are laid out here, you can see, and I definitely want to make a dent in this. I would love to trim this down by half in each category. That would be my goal. I definitely want to simplify my makeup. I do love to have lots of choices and lots of color choices. It's so fun to play with, but I definitely would like to cut this down as well as remove some of the older products that have kind of been lingering in my collection for a while. So I think I'll go ahead and get started in the lip category. I'll break that down into lipsticks and lip glosses, and then we'll move on to the other categories. So this is my whole collection here. I've also got some makeup wipes here so I can do some swatching, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear this up a little bit and set out all of my lipsticks, and I'll be back to tackle the first category. Okay, so here are all of my lipsticks. And this is probably one of my favorite categories. I love lipstick, I always have. And last year I really narrowed it down pretty well to my couple favorite brands. I have a few favorite brands. You can see I love Kat Von D. That's probably my newest go-to favorite. The last couple of years I've really been loving that. I love Clinique. I have a favorite Lancome one and a few favorite ones from Too Faced, and then a few odds and ends here and there. So let's go ahead and look through these, each one one by one. I know a lot of these I'll be keeping because, like I said, I've already narrowed it down pretty well. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and start with Kat Von D. Again, these are my favorite, and let's see, this first one is Cathedral. I love Cathedral. It's a little bit dark, but I top almost all of my lipsticks with lip gloss, and I just love this one. So Cathedral, definitely a keeper. And let's see here, I've kind of mixed these up a bit. So I know some are definitely my favorites, and there are a few I'm actually not using, so I'll probably get rid of them. This is Lovecraft. This is a little bit of a brownish color there, and it's really pretty, a brownish pink color, and it's really subtle, and I love it. It's also one of my regular, these two I wear quite often, so that's definitely a keeper, Lovecraft. A lot of these are just really classic. There's another tube of Lovecraft. I like that one so much. I usually tuck one into my purse if I'm wearing that color for that day. And then I have an extra backup. This is OG Lolita. I just got this. I got the 3 different Lolitas. Let me see if I can find the other one. So I have Lolita, OG Lolita, and then also Lolita 2. So I thought that I would try all 3 of those out. I was previously just using Lolita, and I thought, well, I really like it so much, I'd like to try OG Lolita and Lolita 2. So these are all gonna be staying because Lolita is one of my favorites, and OG Lolita and Lolita 2 are 2 new ones I thought I'd try out. This one is a little bit more orangey red, orangey sort of red for me, but I still like it. It just seems to be one that works out pretty well. This is OG Lolita. Now let's go ahead and compare that to the regular Lolita. You can see just a slight shade off. I actually think I really like this one a bit more. But again, I'm going to try the Lolitas, all 3 different Lolitas for a whole year. I'm not going to declutter any of those until I'm really sure what one I like the best, or if I tend to like all 3. Here is Lolita 2. So again, a little bit different. Yeah, I definitely think I like OG Lolita the best out of 3. This one also seems a little bit on the orangey side, and if it starts going too orangey, just doesn't look that great for me. But again, I'm gonna give that one a try since I really love the Lolita formula there. And this one is Magic. This is one that I'm on the fence about. It's kind of got some little bit of glitteriness to it, and it's a very sort of lightish pink. I do use it sometimes, so this one is definitely going to be on the fence for me. I'm going to put this in the maybe for now and give this a think. I'll probably end up keeping it because I do pull for it sometimes when I don't want the really darker rich color and I just want something a little more subtle. You can't really see it very well, but there is some shine in this one. A little bit of teeny tiny bit of sparkle in this one, but we'll go ahead and keep that. And again, most of these, I'm going to be keeping because I just love this formula. This one is on the chopping block though. This one is Agatha. I love that name. I so wanted to like this, but it's just way too light for me. I'm never going to use that. It just would not do well for me at all. So Agatha is going bye-bye. This one was in a set, so I don't feel too bad. It was a set of, I think, 5 that I bought all at once, and it was for a really good value. So I don't feel like I overpaid for that. It was fun to try it out, but way too light for me. So that one's not gonna stay. And then this one also is Noble. It's also one of those light ones. It also came in the same set. And again, just not one I'm gonna be using. That's just too light for me. It's a very pinky light color, and that just doesn't do well with my complexion at all. So that one is Declutter. And let's see, this one here is Hawkwind. This was a new one I bought last year. I really wanted to like this. I like the name, which is kind of a silly reason to buy one, but it's just too brown. It's very, very brown, and I just don't think I can pull that off. Again, if it's too rich, I tend to stay in this family right here, that sort of darker, sort of like a dark, rich, dusty rose, and then some of these darker colors down here. So this one I think will have to be decluttered. It's just too dark. The either too light or too dark is just not great for me. This one here, the Magic, is about as light as I typically like to go. And then that's just way too dark. This is a new one that I got as a promo. This is Double Dare. And I definitely want to give this a try. It's really a pretty color. You can see it's kind of in my color family there that I tend to love. And it was a free little promo. I love this little tube. It's nice. Again, I just absolutely love this Kat Von D formula, the Studded Kiss Cream Lipstick formula. I just absolutely love it. So I'm definitely going to give that one a try. It's a little on the dark side, but it's really similar to this one. Actually a little bit lighter, and I think I really like that. So definitely a keeper. Again, kept a lot of those. I only got rid of 3, and I kept 8. But favorite formula, and definitely love to have some different ones there. Okay, and let's go ahead and check out some of these little random little ones. These are McGrath's Lab. I think it was in a little trio, and some of them are okay. It's a little hard working with these tiny tubes. You know, I'm always afraid that the tip is going to break off, but let's go ahead and check this one out. This is, let's see. This is in the color Omi. And look, it looks like it's going to be this really light color, and then it turns out super dark. It's very pretty. I'm going to put this one in the maybe. Just not sure about that one. It's a little on the dark side, but it's something I could potentially work with. And then this next one is 1995. That's the year my daughter was born. And let's see, again, looks like it's going to be a really light shade, but it goes on pretty dark. This one is a lot closer to the color I typically wear, so I think I'll go ahead and keep this one. Still kind of just curious about the formula. It goes on nice and smooth while looking, you know, a little bit matte. Again, it doesn't. I don't really wear matte. I top everything with lip gloss, so it kind of doesn't matter if it's matte or not. But yeah, I do really like that one. This one looks really dark. Let's see. This one is called Flesh 3. Let's see about that one. Oh yeah, that's just way too dark for me. I think I'm gonna have to give that one up. It's just too dark, but it makes me want to bring that one back. Again, that one's definitely going to be in the maybe, but this one, I think it's just too dark. I'm not going to wear that. Okay, so that's 4 gone. And let's see, here's some more random little ones too from Tarte. This one broke. It was a promo and it snapped off when I got it. I've been trying to use it. It's such a nice color, but because it's broken up and I just know that I'm going to use it and it's going to snap off and probably fall on my floor and make a mess, I think I'm just going to have to declutter this. Although I do like it. Beach Bum is the color. I have so many I like more though that I just, you know, I'm going to keep that in the maybe. Just make sure I really think about that color, but I just hate it when they're broken and tiny like this. You know, it's just going to snap off when you're in a hurry getting ready and fall on the floor, and you're going to have to clean up a bunch of lipstick, which is never a good thing. And then this one here is from Tarte. This is pink. This one I think I'm going to have to pass on. I'm not going to swatch it. I believe this has something in it. For some reason I didn't use it. I believe it had an ingredient in it that I'm sensitive to. I don't have the ingredients here right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass this along. It's brand new, so I will see if one of my family members can get some use out of that one. It's sure cute, and it's definitely a really pretty color, but that one's going to be in the declutter pile for now just because it has an ingredient in it I'm not using. And this is NARS Orgasm. This is also a promo, and also you can see bent. These little tubes just don't do very well. But let's see this color here. It doesn't go on very easily either. It's kind of dried out and pretty light. It's very pretty. You can see it definitely looks like the color of the blush. Yeah, I just don't think I'll use that. I tend to start with a darker base and gloss it up to get that shine, and I don't think I'd be wearing anything quite that light. So I think I'll go ahead and pass on this one. This one is a keeper. This is Lancome's Designer Bloom. This one is getting a little on the older side. I know I have one of these in my to-go bag also. This is one of my favorite colors. It's what I reach for if I don't want to think about it. I know it'll work, and I really like it. So this is definitely a keeper, and I should probably pick up another one too so this doesn't get too old. It's probably only a couple of years old. I don't like to keep my lipsticks for too much longer than that. The oils in them start to go bad, so it's not a good thing. Okay, so this is from Too Faced when they had their anniversary collection that was very glitter based, and I thought this would be pretty, but I didn't realize how glittery it would be. This one is That Girl, and let's just take a look at it real quick. You can see it's really bronzy and brown and very glittery. Just a little bit too much for me. Sadly, I didn't get much use out of that. So that one is in the declutter pile. I am trying to be very good recently with what I purchase. I tend to stick with colors that I am really sure kind of are in my color range. And I just am really careful with it. I don't like a lot of waste. I tend to like to try to avoid wasting both money and product as much as possible now. So I am trying to actually use up what I purchase and be really responsible with the choices I make. I always try to have some of my classic favorites and then try, a few here and there. I do love trying new ones. It's definitely a fun hobby of mine. This one is from NYX, and it's a little bit on the older side. It's a good color, and it's an okay formula. It's really nice and creamy. I do like that. This one is a little bit on the mocha-y pinky side, but I'm just not using it. I tend to reach for my higher end lip glosses, lipsticks a little bit more, and this one's just not getting any use. It's just gonna sit there and get old. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass that one along. And same with these two. This is a NYX Butter Lipstick formula. Again, nice formula. I just didn't find myself reaching for it very frequently. After the first couple of months with it, then I just went back to my favorite. So very pretty though, nice color. This one is, let's see, Ripe Berry. So really pretty, but again, I'm just not reaching for it, and I don't want things kind of cluttering up. I'd like to be able to just reach for what I love and be able to use them up so that I don't have a waste. This one is one of those fun ones, probably purchased for a Halloween project. It is bright, silvery fun, but this one's just getting too old. I will replace those sort of fun colors as needed for dressing up. This one is Stone Cold. It is silver. I think it was used in like a robot costume or something a couple of years back for one of my kids, and I probably used it just for fun on Halloween or something like that. So it is just a little old though, so it's time for that one to go. And then let's go ahead and talk about all of my Too Faced colors here. I really do love this formula. It's really nice formula here. This is one of my backups, Unicorn Tears. I used to use Unicorn Tears a lot. Here's some of my tiny ones. I'll go ahead and show you. So pretty. I would use that for traveling. It's blue, but it definitely has a color changing. I'm trying to find one that I have already used so that I can not wreck one that's unused. You top it on top of a color, and it really does transform it. It gives it, you can kind of see, definitely gives it a little bit of that unicorny glow, and just kind of transforms the color. It's a really, really fun one, and I just love it. So I always like to have a tube of this on hand if I want to highlight my lips a little bit. I love doing that just on the bottom lip in the center. Gives it just a little bit of highlight. Really fun to have. Again, I just love it. I got the little ones in a promo, so I'll probably hold on to those or pass one along to a friend. Keep my backup, finish using this one up. Definitely keepers though. And then we have a few more of the La Creme formula here. I've cleaned off my hands so I can keep swatching here. This one is Sugar Daddy. These are getting a little on the older side. They probably only have a little while left. This is kind of a little light, but I've always liked it. Let me think about this one. Put that one in the maybe. And this one is Pink Chocolate. Yeah, so these probably only have the rest of this year before they start kind of going off. You can tell lipstick is going off. Obviously, if there's any color change to the tube, that's definitely garbage. If it's, if it has like an odor of the oil having gone off, you can just usually tell. If it changes smell or color, you definitely want to make sure you're checking how old that product is. You don't want to be putting a bunch of old product on your face. That's not great. And, you know, I just like to refresh them again. With the solid lipstick, I definitely give it about 2 years, maybe a little bit longer if it seems to be doing well. And with lip glosses, only about a year, just so things stay healthy in the makeup collection. This one is really pretty. This is pink chocolate. I really like that one. That's a keeper. One I would definitely replace again in the future. This one is also pink chocolate. I have 2, so one needs to make its way to the makeup bag and one can stay in the bathroom. They were probably in a Christmas collection or something. That's how come I've probably got 2, although one definitely looks a little darker than the other, which is strange. But anyway, I like both of those, so I'll put one in my makeup bag and one somewhere else. This one is a Naked Dolly. This was a promo. I don't know why I've kept this for so long. I do not use colors that light. Definitely won't get any use in my collection. So that one needs to go. And let's see, this one is Rebel Heart. This was also, I think, in a Christmas one. This is a really dark red, which sometimes I like. You can see it's starting to dry out. Look at that. Look, can't even get a swatch on that. And it's, you know what, that is a little bit too red for me. I don't know why I thought I would want to keep that. I probably was thinking, you know, classic red, but that is just too red for me. I don't think I'll be using that. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. And lastly, a new one here. I thought I would try out the Peach Kiss Moisture Matte formula here. Tried to pick a color. It's so much better to pick these out in person so you can really see the color. But I tend to do most of my shopping online just because I don't get all the way into town to the Sephora very frequently or to the Ulta. So this one is Flight Risk. Really pretty tube there. That's pretty. And let's see, this is what it looks like. Looks a little on the dark side. Hopefully it won't be too dark. That's borderline. It's really purpley. I don't know about that. I will have to give that a try because it is brand new. I just got it to try out. But again, that is why I should probably wait and pick these colors out in person. I don't need them that frequently. So I definitely need to stop those impulse online purchases where I think I need new colors because then I end up with colors that are the wrong color. It's really hard to pick them out online. You just can't see it. So definitely I'm going to save my lipstick purchases for those times when I'm in the mall visiting Sephora, and then I can pick out a shade in person so it will have a higher likelihood of not being decluttered. This is very purpley. It's not picking up very well here. I've got a lot of natural light coming in today, and it's kind of not showing the true color. You can't quite see how this is a little bit more purpley. There's definitely some purple in there, but since it is brand new, I'm at least going to try wearing it once, see how this applies. In fact, I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. I'll go off camera, see what this looks like on before I decide to declutter it or not. I just hate wasting a lipstick like that, a brand new purchase, but that happens sometimes. Okay, so let's see, going on to Clinique. Clinique is one of my favorite one of my OG favorites. This is what I used to always use back in the day, and I still love some of the classics. This one is Bamboo Pink. It's a classic color there. It's really light, but it's one of those really nice, quick, no makeup days. Just want to throw on a little bit of color. It's a really nice one, Bamboo Pink. It's a little sparkly. If you don't like the sparkle, you probably wouldn't like that, but I love it. This one, I'm setting off to the side. I'm keeping it. But unfortunately it's on the old side. So I'm gonna check it for age and see if I can replace that on Clinique. And let's see, this one is Twilight Nude, another one of my go-to favorites. I just love this color, but this one is also on the older side. They're very similar. This one's a little bit darker. Twilight Nude is one of my favorites. I can just reach for this anytime. It's a really nice creamy formula. You don't need any gloss topper with that. It's just really nice. So those are both keepers. I'm going to check them for age and probably replace them as soon as they are too old to use. These are all from the Clinique Black Honey line. They are the Almost lipstick, I think they're called. Yeah, Almost lipstick. Let's see, Black Honey and Pink Honey. This one is Pink Honey from like a trio, all based on their classic old school Black Honey color. This one is really light. It's almost just like a lip gloss. I don't think I'm going to use this one, so I think I'll pass that one along. And let's see, these two, I always have a Black Honey in my collection. I always like to have two, one to go, one for my drawer. This is, again, one of those colors you can just wear. It looks really dark, It's not though. It's just a really subtle color. It gives you some nice natural color there. Seems to work with a lot of people's different lip colors. It's just one of those really pretty, very basic glossy neutrals. I love it. It just gives you just a little bit of color. And I really like that a lot. Again, these are a little bit on the old side, probably looking at a couple years on each of these. So it's time to pick up a new Black Honey, but these are definitely keepers. When it's time to replace them, I do keep them in my collection and make it a point to go out and get replacements and just replace those right away. Okay, and I have 4 left here. These are 2 from Winky Lux. Let's see what this one is. This is white, I think it's White Rabbit or something like that. Yeah, White Rabbit. This is their Lip Velour collection. It's one of those that gives you that, it's like a topper. This one's really drying out. It's really sparkly, a little too sparkly and a little too old. So fun color, but time to declutter it. And let's see, this one is one of these with the flower inside. And this is one that you put on and then it turns the color, you know, that is supposed to best match your skin tone. I don't know if it'll do it on my hand here. Yeah, it's starting to turn a little bit pink. It does like a little light pink color. I've kept this for the novelty of it for a while. It smells really coconutty, and I don't love it when it's highly scented because that just tends to bother me. I'm going to put this in the maybe again. It's that fun, just whimsical thing that I like to like look at from time to time, but I don't want it cluttering up my collection and I don't use it. So I may have to say goodbye. Again, I'll put this in the maybe pile. Fun, definitely a fun product, and I do like Winky Lux's formula. I decluttered a couple last year just because of age, but it's one that I would definitely get again in the future. These are the Lo-Fi Lip Mousses from Urban Decay I got earlier in the year with the intention of trying them out. And I tend to always be in such a rush when I am getting ready that I tend to just barely ever experiment. And then when I do, it's with something else, not something, you know, very different. This is interesting. I still think it's interesting. You just kind of brush it on like this. It's almost like a powder to cream type formula. It's definitely a nice color. It's a little bit reddish for me. And the little applicator goes right down here and kind of comes out as you lift it open, which I think is pretty cool. I'm gonna put both of these in the maybe and really go to the mirror, kind of experiment with them, see if it's something that I'm going to realistically use so that it doesn't clutter up my makeup area. This one, let's see, this one was in the color Fade. That first one, and this one is in the color Echo. And this one's a little bit more that dusty rose color. Let's see what that's like. Definitely a little bit more pinky. Definitely both different colors there. It's almost like a nice mix of those two would be nice for me. But again, I'm gonna try both of these today. I will go and play with them, actually apply them in person along with that Too Faced one and see if these are keep or toss. Okay, so that's my lipstick category. So those are the keeps, and these are the maybes and the tosses. Okay, quick update before I move to the next category. I went and I tried these on and looked through my maybes. These I put on and they are just a little bit too drying. I tend to have drier lips anyway, and this just kind of accentuated that. So I don't think that I'll keep these. It's a really neat concept. I just don't think it's quite the right formula for me. So really neat, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass those along. These 4 here, I am gonna just pass along. I just, being honest with myself, no, I'm not gonna use those. This I tried and it is such a nice formula and it smells so good. Definitely the peach scent is coming out, which I just love. It's subtle, so it's not like an overwhelming peach, just enough to smell it while you're applying it. It's so pretty. And let's see, this one, Flight Risk, it's just too dark though. So I'm gonna put this over here with my Clinique, and I'm gonna go into the store and see if they still have this formula, hopefully, and pick out a color that I actually think I will use because the formula is so nice. It's definitely something I want to try, but I just got the wrong color. So from now on, lipstick picking out in the store is what I probably need to do, unless it's one I already know. So I've decided to keep track of what I'm keeping and decluttering. I kept 21 and I have decluttered 20, so about half, so pretty good. And now I'll go ahead and move on to my liquid lips and lip glosses. Okay, so here I've set out all of my lip glosses and liquid lip colors and things like that. You can tell that this is one of my favorite categories. I actually got rid of quite a few of them last year. But I accumulated some more. And I do every year. This category I tend to declutter pretty well every year. So what you're seeing here is last year's and this year's all combined. So time to get rid of the ones that have gotten old or that I'm not using. Before we get started, I spotted this. I thought it was a liquid lip, so I had it over here. It was a little sample from Giorgio Armani in the color Rouge. It's a really pretty lipstick here. And I've never tried out this formula before, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the keeps with my lipsticks. So that's another one for the keeps there, just so I can try it out. Okay, so I'm not going to be swatching these as much. You can see the color through the tube for the most part, and I pretty well know what ones I want to keep, what ones I want to toss. One thing you'll notice on the tube here is either the number 7 or 8. That is to represent the year that I got it. That means I got this sometime in 2018, or I opened it in 2018, got it shortly before, usually in a Christmas package. That is how I purchase most of my lip glosses, is in holiday sets with multi-packs. Because I like a lot of choices, I like them in tinier bottles so that they're not wasted as much. Also knowing that they have to be decluttered a lot more frequently, just because it's not healthy. They tend to get bacteria, they tend to go off. So again, I like to declutter these pretty close to once a year. Some of them I let go on a little bit longer if I just love them and I can't replace them. So you'll see the 8 on it, that represents 8. You'll probably see a few 7s in here that should have been decluttered mid-year last year, but I just held on to. So I also will be getting out my Sharpie at the end of this and labeling all my keeps that haven't been labeled, which means they were purchased either at the very tail end of 18 or 2019. So I'll probably write a 9 on those, just so I know for next year. It's just my way of keeping track so that I don't get gross old ones in my collection, just so I can keep my collection nice and healthy. Okay, so let's go ahead and start over here. I've got some random items off to the side here. This is my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Treatment. It's just a little lip gloss. This is really nice stuff, so I'm definitely going to keep that and keep using it. It's just like a nice lip gloss. And let's see. Speaking of Neutrogena Hydro Boost, it's my favorite formula of skincare products. I have almost everything in the collection. Just absolutely love it. Just this last week, I picked up the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Lip Shine. It's a really pretty gloss, and I've just started trying out. So far, I really love it. So this is also a keeper. This is the Estee Edit Flash Photo Gloss. It's supposed to make your teeth look whiter and just kind of brighten up your look. And I just find that I have so many other glosses that I love so much, I'm just not going to be using this. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along. I might put this in the maybe just to hold on to down in my like backup stores just in case I change my mind. But I know for a fact that this, as you can see, was purchased in 17, so it should have already been decluttered by now. And actually this one's probably on the older side too, because I know I didn't get these long off. So actually, I think I'll go ahead and declutter both of those. Then I have another Winky Lux here. I kept this in the gloss because it's just this glittery, shiny one here. It's a little bit newer than some of my others. Doesn't have a label on it, so I probably got it towards the end of 2018. It's just a glittery one, but again, I use so many others that I just like more. And this again has a little bit too much of that coconutty scent to it that I don't love. I think I'll go ahead and declutter that one as well. And this is another one from Winky Lux. I actually really like this one, but I'm pretty sure, yep, it's pretty old. This was from the tail end of 2017. I believe I got this, yeah, this one is Birthday Cake. So I got it mid-2017 as a birthday promo from Winky Lux. I really do like it. I'd probably replace it in the future or definitely go back and try Winky Lux some more. I do like it quite a bit. But this one is time to declutter. And let's see, moving on to a few liquid lip colors here. Let's see, this was from Anastasia. This is a sample of Saint Tropez. I think that's how you say it. It's okay. I don't tend to reach towards the liquid lip colors too much. That one is really, I'm gonna put this in the maybe. I just don't use liquid lip colors. I tend to use a lipstick with a lip gloss topper. That's just my go-to routine. So I really rarely use this, but I'm gonna go ahead and think about this one because it is a pretty color. Same with this Urban Decay here in the color Amulet. Again, it's kind of weird to apply. Yeah, I'm just not super great with the liquid lip color. It's a very pretty color, but a little on the dark side. Actually, I think I'm just going to declutter it. I think it's a little too dark. This is one from Stila, and it says 7 on it, so it is just time to go. This was a pretty color, and I did enjoy it, but time for that one to go. This is a little product from e.l.f. that is a lip color remover. It does work pretty well with some of the, some of these more pesky liquid lip colors that won't come off typically. But this one's just old, so I need to replace this eventually. For now, I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. These were 2 color changing lip glosses that I got last year in the middle of the year. The Galaxy Lumiere by L'Oreal lip glosses. They're very similar to some of Too Faced's colors, like this one here, for example. And just because I tend to reach for the Too Faced, these are great. This is definitely a good drugstore option if you like that color changing lip gloss. Just because they're getting on with age and reaching their year mark, I will be decluttering these because I tend to use my Too Faced more, but as a drugstore dupe for those, I really like them. So if you want that Galaxy holographic touch of lip gloss, these are great. Definitely a good option. But they are just too old, so they're going to be decluttered. This is the Melted Metallic by Too Faced. So pretty, but I knew the minute I got it that it was way too glittery. Just way too glittery and kind of chunky glitter. And so I just never used it. Very pretty though, but again, this was one of those online purchases that I needed to see in person. So that's what I'm gonna start doing a lot more of. But that's declutter. And let's see, these are the Unicorn Tears liquid color. I got one in probably a gift set or as a promo, and one I just bought. Let's see, I was really excited when this came out. This has a 7 on it. I didn't realize it was 17 when that came out. Wow, it's been a while. Very pretty, but I tend to use my Unicorn Tears stick instead of the liquid version, the liquid latex. So because it's so old, I think it's definitely time to send these ones on their way. They're both 17. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. But definitely time to go. Same with this here. This is the Melted, probably in Chihuahua, yeah. That has an 8 on it, but these go really fast. They're great. This one I bought to replace an old one, and then I ended up not using it. I do like the color, but strange formula at times, but I do like it. But it just goes off really fast. But anyway, time to declutter this one just based on age. I didn't use it as much as I wanted to. It's a very pretty color. If one came as a promo, I would definitely use it. But just because I don't use it that frequently, I probably won't repurchase it. Next are all of my little Estee Lauder lip glosses. These were from a gift set at the end of 2018, so they have hit their year mark. And these do tend to go off pretty quickly. They definitely only last a little bit over a year, but I just love them. This year, I could not find a gift set on these. They tend to sell out really fast, so if they did have a gift set, I didn't see it. But I just love the formula and the color. I'm going to go ahead and put these all in the maybe, and what I'd like to do is pick out 2 colors that I specifically go and replace just because I love these lip glosses. This is my favorite, one of my favorite classic formulas there. But I'm going to pick a couple to replace. So for now, these will go in the maybes. And let's see, we have a Laura Mercier one here in the color Baby Doll. This was probably in a subscription bag or a promo. And it's just too light. I don't think I'd wear that color much at all. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that one along. Really pretty though. Nice formula. Tartist, the Tartist lip paint. I always want to try to use these. I got this one again as a promo, but I just end up never reaching for them. They're so pretty and they go on. If you like liquid lip color, I think they're a good option, but I don't use them. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one. And same with the Too Faced Peach Oils. These are definitely past their point. Those were at the end of 2017. And I just never found myself using them. I do love the scent. They're a really pretty scent, but I just don't use them. So I'm going to pass those along. And let's see, same with this one here. This is a Tartist color. I thought that it would be so pretty, but again, one of those online purchases where I didn't really see the color very well and it just was too glittery. So I'm gonna pass that one along. This was in a subscription bag. It's really pretty, and I liked it. It's Steve Laurent in Ipsy Magic. So it's actually made specifically for Ipsy, and it's a really pretty color. Definitely has sort of a, you can't really see it in this light, but there is a little bit of shift there. A little, you can kind of see there the violet. It's really pretty, but again, it's too old, and I just have other favorites. So that one's going to be decluttered. And then these four are from the Unicorn Tears Too Faced line, where they did the Mermaid Tears, Angel Tears, Unicorn Tears, and Fairy Tears. And these are all color changing. I haven't used these very much, but I definitely want to. I want to give them their full use. They're so pretty. I just love them. And I also got them in the stick formula here. My Unicorn Tears is over with my lipsticks. I need to actually probably move these over there, although I just use them like gloss, so I tend to keep them in my gloss section. I'm going to go ahead and keep all of these to play around with. I just love adding a little bit of accent color to my lipsticks. So those are all keepers. I'm going to go ahead and put them in here for now. Those are the first keepers. And then I got a little 4-pack of Anastasia glosses this year for Christmas. And these have barely been used. They're very glittery. They're a little more glittery than I thought, but they are brand new. And I definitely want to give these a fair try before I declutter any of them. And they're definitely really fun. And I do love the Anastasia gloss formula. So those 4 are keepers. And then we have a bunch of Colourpop here. Looks like this is actually a Ciate. This is one of the liquid chromes. Let's see, these are pretty fun. I would still like to try the glitter flip, although I doubt I'd end up using it that much, so I'd have to probably get it as a promo. It's pretty. I think I'm gonna put this in the maybe and think about this one. I don't use as much of the chrome toppers as much as I used to. I prefer the gloss now, but I'm going to think about that one. And now onto Colourpop. A lot of these are just really old. This is from My Little Pony. These were all from last year, and I'm just not using them. So most of these I'm going to declutter. So I'll pass that one along. It was a little too gold. This one is Treat Wave, which I actually have a backup. So I will probably, this was one of my more favorite colors, so I'll probably keep the backup and toss the one I used. This is another one of my favorite colors here in Nonsense. Again, I have a backup of that. I used to always buy backups of Colourpop because they would often have a color I liked and then discontinue it. So although this is possibly a little bit on the older side, I think it has a little bit of use left in it. So I'm going to declutter that and keep the backup. And this one is just too gold, so I will probably go ahead and declutter this one. This is in Contessa. And let's see, this one is so pretty. This is one of the Hello Kitty ones, and it is from 2017, so it's time to declutter, but it sure was pretty. This is also from 2017 and needs to be decluttered, also very pretty. I may end up picking up a couple more Colourpops this year. I haven't purchased any Colourpop in a really long time. But yeah, I might like to pick up some. These are all 3 just too old, either 17 or the beginning of 18. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter those as well. Again, I might pick up some more Colourpop. I do love the glossy formula. The ultra glossy lip is one of my favorite, and the blotted lip was really nice too. So I'll have to pick up some more of those, but they are all too old, so they are going to be decluttered. And I'll keep these and make sure they're not too old and possibly replace those. So those are keepers. And then I have all of my Becca liquid crystal lip toppers. I just love these, and I'm so sad that they don't make them anymore. Some of these were definitely purchased in 18. This one's not labeled, so this one probably has a little bit longer to go. These are my most used lip glosses. I absolutely love them, and I'm so sad they switched the formula around. The new formula has shea in it, and I typically do not use shea, which makes it really hard actually to find. A lot of lip glosses have shea in it, and I just don't use it because of my tree nut allergy. I may be willing to experiment with that in the future and make sure that I'm not allergic to it if I want to try out a formula, but sadly, these, as soon as they're expired, will have to go. I am keeping them for now because they are my favorite. They all have a little bit of a different color shift to them, and they are just absolutely beautiful. Again, I sure wish they'd bring these back. I bought a backup of one. I loved it so much. And I have these 5 here. There's probably one floating around in my purse of the peach. I think I love that one the most, and I have gotten so much use out of these. So definitely sad to have these on the last bit of use. Definitely if these come out, I would replace these again. So I think it's so sad when companies make such a great product and then discontinue it. It's just such a pity, but those were wonderful. Yeah, so those are keepers for now. Sadly, their lifespan is pretty short. And then lastly, I have all of my Buxom glosses. So these are my Buxom glosses. I got this in an 8-pack for Christmas. So these are brand new and I love them all. Some of these that look really dark aren't dark at all. They're just a beautiful gloss. These all have a little bit of that plumping aspect to them. So when you put them on, your lips do feel tingly, but not in the bad way. I've had some of those tingling, plumping lipsticks that just actually hurt my lips or turn them red. These don't, for me anyway. Almost like a very almost pepperminty or something like that. Or I'm not sure what they use in it, but it's just wonderful. It doesn't bother my lips and it does give them a little bit of plumping. I've been loving using all of these colors here. You can see the color range here. These were all from one of their Christmas gift sets, which they might still have on clearance. I'm not sure. Here's a nice clear one. So definitely have these. I don't like wearing these all the time because they do have the tingle in them. Sometimes if I'm in a situation where I might find that distracting, I won't wear it. Yeah, I just don't always want to have my lips tingling. And that's when I like the other my Becca stuff here, but I do love these. So I definitely need to find something to replace those Becca colors with. I love them so much. But yeah, I'm really into the Buxom lately. And this is my favorite Buxom. This is the first one I tried because it is called April. And so this is one of my favorite colors. This is a beautiful light gloss. It goes perfect over the top of just about any of my lipsticks. And this is one that I hope they don't discontinue. I buy a new one every year. So I've got my April colored Buxom and then the 8 ones in the gift set. And I'll be keeping all of those. They're definitely fun, great colors. So I'm going to take a look at my little maybe pile here and pick out the few that I keep, and then I'll be back to give you the final tally. Okay, so out of my maybes, I've gotten rid of all of them, and out of the Estee Lauder, I have picked out 3 to replace and 3 to declutter. So these, I'm going to set these aside just so I can remember the names and pick up some of these in the store. I might only pick up 2, depending on if they're full size or what, but definitely I want to replace those. I do love this formula quite a bit. And so it worked out pretty good. I got rid of 33 and I kept 33. So exactly half, which I think is pretty cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do, is cut this collection down by half. This is a much more reasonable amount to work with here. I'm really happy with that. So those are my lipsticks for the year, and I'm really happy about that. I'm hoping to use up quite a bit of these so that when I declutter next year, I won't have as many to declutter. I'll just be swapping out for my new favorites. So because this video is getting so long, I think I'm gonna go ahead and break it into 2 parts, and I'll be back in part 2 with all of my eye products, my blush, face products, and highlighters.